Stop for a second. Just stop. Take a breath and think about the last conversation you had with someone that felt off. The one where you hung up and felt like something wasn't right. The one where you couldn't quite put your finger on it, but you knew something was brewing beneath the surface. I'm telling you right now, Virgo, you weren't imagining it. Because there's someone in your orbit who has been documenting your words, cataloging your conversations, storing them away like a collector who doesn't know when they'll need to use them. They've been recording your calls and they're planning something. Now, before your mind goes into overdrive, let me calm some of the energy here. This isn't necessarily about legal trouble or anything like that. What I'm sensing is something more insidious, more personal, more about control, manipulation, and positioning. This person is not just a casual observer in your life. They're someone who has been watching you closely, analyzing your words, and looking for leverage. They're someone who wants to use what they've gathered against you, not necessarily in a courtroom, but in your life, in your relationships, in your reputation. Let me tell you what I'm seeing. I see this person's hands on their phone. I see them pressing record at the beginning of a conversation with you. I see them waiting for you to say something that they can use. I see them storing the recording away, carefully labeled, ready to be pulled out at the perfect moment. You might not even know this person is doing this. You might think they're just a friend, just a colleague, just someone who cares about you, but they have an agenda. They've been playing a long game, and they've been collecting information that they think will give them power over you. Now, here's the part of this message that's going to really get your attention. They're not just recording your calls for no reason. They're planning to do something with what they've gathered. I'm seeing a specific action that's about to be taken, a moment where they're going to use your own words against you, where they're going to twist something you said, where they're going to take something out of context and present it to someone else in a way that makes you look bad. This person believes that they have the upper hand. They believe that because they've been documenting your conversations, they can control the narrative. They believe that they can make you look like the bad guy. They believe that they can turn people against you. But here's the thing they don't realize. The universe has a way of exposing hidden agendas. And what they're doing, what they've been doing, is about to be brought into the light. Not by you necessarily, but by something bigger than you. Let me back up and give you some context about who this person is. This is someone who has been pretending to be on your side. Someone who has been acting like they care about you. Someone who has been offering support and friendship while secretly gathering information. They're the kind of person who smiles at your face and plots behind your back. They might be a coworker who's jealous of your position. They might be a friend who's threatened by your happiness. They might be an ex who can't let go. They might be someone who wants what you have and thinks they can take it by exposing something about you. What I'm certain of is that they are not operating from a place of love or authenticity. They are operating from fear, jealousy, and a desire for control. They've been watching you for a while. They've been paying attention to your weaknesses. They've been noticing your vulnerabilities. And they've been storing away anything that they think could be used against you. I want to pause here because I know that some of you might be thinking, but Anna, I haven't done anything wrong. I don't have anything to hide. Why would someone do this to me? And I want to say two things to that. First, you don't have to have done something wrong for someone to try to make you look bad. Sometimes people project their own insecurities onto others. Sometimes people want to tear you down because your very existence makes them feel threatened. Sometimes people are so full of their own darkness that they need to try to dim someone else's light. Second, even if you have made mistakes, even if you've said things you regret, that doesn't mean you deserve to be ambushed. That doesn't mean someone has the right to record you without your knowledge and use it against you. That's not justice. That's manipulation. So I want to release you from any guilt you might be feeling. This is not about you being a bad person. This is about someone else being a manipulative person. And those are very different things. Now, let's talk about what this person is planning. I see them waiting for a specific moment, a moment when they can present what they've gathered to someone else, someone who has influence over your life. A boss, a partner, a friend, a family member, someone whose opinion matters to you. They believe that by sharing these recordings, they can turn that person against you. They believe that by twisting your words, they can make you look untrustworthy, unstable, or unprofessional. They believe that by controlling the narrative, they can control the outcome. But here's the thing, they've made a fundamental miscalculation. They've assumed that the person they're planning to share this with will take their side. They've assumed that your reputation is fragile enough to be destroyed by a few out of context quotes. They've assumed that they have more power than they actually do. And they're about to find out how wrong they are. Because when they try to use what they've gathered against you, it's not going to work the way they expect. The person they're going to share it with is not going to be as easily manipulated as they think. The person they're going to share it with is going to see the recording for what it is, a desperate attempt to control a situation. And instead of turning against you, that person is going to turn against them. I see this happening. I see the plan backfiring in a spectacular way. I see the person who recorded you becoming exposed for who they really are. I see them losing the trust of the very people they were trying to impress. I see karma working in your favor, not because you did anything to make it happen, but because the truth has a way of coming out. And when it does, the person who was trying to manipulate things is the one who ends up looking foolish. Now, let me talk about something else that's coming through in the energy of this reading. There's something in you that already knows about this. You've had a feeling, a suspicion, a sense that something was off. You felt like someone was watching you a little too closely. You've sensed that your words were being analyzed. You've had moments where you wondered if you could trust someone. I want to tell you that those feelings are not paranoia. They're your intuition trying to protect you. They're your higher self sending you a warning. And you've been ignoring it because you didn't want to believe that someone close to you could be so manipulative. But now you know, and now you can act. So, what do you do with this information? First, you be careful. Be mindful of what you say around this person. Be mindful of what you share. Be mindful of what you put in writing. Be mindful of who you trust. Second, you don't confront them directly, not yet, because confrontation will only give them more ammunition. It will confirm to them that they got under your skin, and it will give them an opportunity to twist your words even further. Instead, you protect yourself quietly. You create distance. You become less available. You share less information. You stop being as open and vulnerable with them as you've been in the past. Third, you let them show themselves because eventually they will. Eventually, the mask will slip. Eventually, their true intentions will become obvious to everyone. And when that happens, you won't have to say a word. Their own actions will speak for them. Fourth, you trust that the universe has your back. This person may think they're clever. They may think they've covered their tracks. They may think they're going to get away with this. But the universe sees everything, and the universe is not on their side. Now, I want to address something that's going to happen in the next few weeks. There's going to be a moment of revelation, a moment where this person's true colors become visible to others. It might not happen the way you expect. It might not happen when you expect, but it's going to happen. And when it does, you're going to feel a sense of relief, a sense of vindication, a sense that everything is finally coming to light. You won't need to defend yourself. You won't need to prove anything. The truth is going to do that for you, and the people who matter will see it. I also want to say something about forgiveness. I know that might sound crazy right now. Someone is recording your calls and planning to use them against you, and I'm talking about forgiveness, but hear me out. Forgiveness is not about letting them off the hook. It's not about pretending they didn't do anything wrong. It's not about giving them permission to keep hurting you. Forgiveness is about releasing the hold they have on your energy. When you hold on to anger, resentment, and bitterness, you're giving them space in your mind. You're letting them live rent-free in your head, and they don't deserve that space. They don't deserve your energy. They don't deserve your attention. So I'm asking you to release them, not for their sake, for yours. Let go of the anger. Let go of the need for revenge. Let go of the desire to see them suffer, because that energy is toxic to you. It's keeping you stuck. It's keeping you from moving forward. What they're doing is wrong. But you don't need to be the one who brings them to justice. The universe is already handling that. Your job is to protect yourself and move on. Now, I want to give you something to carry with you as you move forward. This experience, as painful as it is teaching you something. It's teaching you to trust your instincts. It's teaching you to be more discerning about who you let in. It's teaching you to value your privacy. It's teaching you to be wise with your words and your energy. These are not lessons you wanted, but they are lessons you needed, and they will serve you well in the future. You are stronger now, more aware, more awake, and that is going to protect you from other people who might try to do the same thing in the future. This person's plan is not going to work. They've underestimated you. They've underestimated the universe. And they're about to find out that you are not as easy to take down as they thought. So hold your head high, keep your heart open, but keep your guard up. Trust yourself, trust your instincts, and trust that the universe has your back. Because it does. It always has, and it always will. I will be here for you anytime. If this reading resonated with you, take a moment to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all of you so very much. Blessings of peace, love, and light to all of you watching today. Have a great day, everyone.